I'm excited about this recipe. I told Gilbert and Joanne, I told Joanne earlier, because what I'm using, and you know, I rarely go by the recipes. So I'm downstairs and I'm looking at the bacon. I'm reading I want us to all be healthy and feel good about what we eat. So I'm looking at all the bacon and they all have the same ingredients on them and I don't want that. So what I did, I don't want the sodium nitrate. The nitrite is kind of naturally occurring in a whole bunch of different, celery has sodium nitrite in it. So I wanted to minimalize the processed ingredients in this. The recipe is from Patrick and Gina Neely, and they are Food Network stars. And since divorced, anyway. So this is down home cooking, and I got, instead of bacon, I got side meat. Yum. Okay. And I mean, this looks really good. And this is side meat. You get it where the hams are hanging, if you don't know about this. And there's nothing in it except salt, white sugar, brown sugar, pepper, and sodium nitrite. So there's nothing in here that I'm concerned about. I would even eat it even as a vegetarian. Okay. So I'm gonna start the pot and get this ready. That's okay. Cell phones everyone has more of a life than just listening to old Beth up here. I'm okay with that. This is also local. This is packed in Wilkesboro by these wonderful country ham people, Hobie's Country Ham. So this is using something that I find to be a lot deeper in flavor, and I'm real excited about it. So I'm going to go ahead and start this recipe. And so I've got the saucepan started, and I'm going to put the bacon in, the fat back. I'm going to leave it just the way it is. And I want it to reduce down. Actually, I think what I'll do is I'll cut it a little bit. Oh, good. Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Hey. The menus are up there. Do we have enough? No. That's okay. I'll go get some more. That would be over into the office. And if you guys wouldn't mind, what's going on? Oh, I'm so happy to. Oh, so sorry. Oh, this is awesome. Let's see.
What? It's about 10 more.
Yeah, but do you know where to go? Do you?
The office?
Yeah, the office is.
Right over there, isn't it?
Yes.
Customer service?
Well, you go to customer service. That's awesome, Joanne. Thank you. We will continue. I'm so happy you guys came. Thank you so much. Okay, so we've been talking about this particular recipe, and what I'm using is I'm using side meat instead of bacon because side meat has less ingredients that I don't want to feed me or you guys. So side meat is really inexpensive, and it's just, I think it's actually tastier. So the side meat is in the pot, and we're going to start rendering the fat. And I've got it like at 6. I'm going to take it up just a little bit. This particular recipe, again, it's bacon and cheese local grits and greens. We didn't have any local grits today, but you can pick up white's meal at the farmer's market or pretty much any place else. So we're using quick grits from Quaker, which will make it a quicker recipe. Instead of the 20 minutes it takes to get grits up, it's only 10 or 5 minutes for this. So I promised a 20-minute cook, so that's the way we're going to go. The bacon, like I said, is rendering. And then I've got onion. I've sliced the onion. I'm going to get that ready as soon as it comes up to heat here. Also, in the grits, I'm using our chicken, our better than bouillon chicken broth is what I usually use. And I'm using that. And I'm using this wonderful Van Gogh naturally smoked Gouda from downstairs. And I like this because it's RBST free. We were talking about hormones. There's no hormones in this cheese. Yay. If you look at a lot of the cheeses in this particular gourmet case at the bottom of the stair, you look on the back or you look on the front and it'll say no hormones added, which is very important because cows are constantly been keeping pregnant and constantly being given hormones. So whenever you drink regular cow's milk that's not organic, you're getting those hormones as well. So, okay, rant over. Sorry. Let's see what else. These are gory greens. They're not local greens, but this is what we have in the store. But you can get really nice greens right now at the farmer's market. So we're using these collars when it comes down to the greens in just a minute. So this is starting to render. The fat is starting to render. Whenever I was growing up, and probably a lot of you guys had the same experience, we didn't really have meat on a daily basis. Ours was kind of, except for bologna, right? Bologna and cheese sandwiches. Usually meat was the chicken or beef or whatever was reserved for Sundays. But Mother would still use side meat just to flavor the ingredients. Is that how y'all came up to? Oh, so you had your own, you looked after your animals too, I'm sure.
Well, my father lived past 100, and he ate some kind of sausage or something every day. So, I mean, it's not all cholesterol.
Oh, no. Right. And I think it's not just one thing, and life is kind of a terminal disease anyway, so something's going to kill us sooner or later. But it's not going to be tonight, it's not going to be these grits. None of that. Okay. Anybody have any questions so far about side meat or any of that fun stuff? The side meat has just a lot of, like I said, a lot of really nice flavor to it. And you get what you pay for with side meat, because unlike bacon, sometimes you get like a heck of a lot of fat and it reduces down and you just have a pan of fat. And unless you're going to use that fat for something else, I think side meat's a better bargain for flavoring agent. Yes, sir. For flavoring agent, not necessarily for breakfast. But. And gosh, I mean, just think of all the flavor that's going into these onions. It's got the sugar and the brown sugar and lots and lots of pepper and salt and I don't have to do, so a lot of the work is already done for me. Okay. Okay, and next, we're going to start the liquid ingredients, and that's, we got 2 cups of chicken stock. This is the reconstituted better than bouillon chicken stock that we talked about before. And I'll put that in. And then we have milk. This is whole milk. This is 2 cups of whole milk. No water for these grits. No. These are special occasion grits. I was helping a friend of mine this weekend cook for 150 some people, mothers and their families, and we made big vats of White's Mill grits, and they weren't grit people. I was really surprised. They didn't eat them, but they had. Did you find them? Oh, cool. I don't have enough. So we're getting more menus. So we're kind of out right now. Joanne is nice enough to go get us some more menus. So we're getting some more recipes coming up. See, that's the thing about calling. So I'm waiting for this to come up to a bubble, and once that's done, we'll start that. So I've been ranting here about because I'm using side meat in this recipe instead of bacon. I'm using the side meat of pork side meat, which is actually leaner than bacon, and it's cheaper, and there's less stuff in it. So it's actually healthy bacon. And the first recipe is bacon and cheese grits with greens. And so that's what I'm making right now. And I'm waiting for it to come to a bubble. And then I'll add the grits in a slow, steady stream. No, but if you guys have ever made grits in a giant pot for a lot of people, it takes forever. And you never know, because you've got like this much grits and this much water, and you just keep adding grits. But it's not like oatmeal. Okay. These aren't instant grits, they're quick grits. So these are 5-minute grits. And honest to goodness, I don't know the difference between instant grits and 5-minute grits. These are both Quaker products, and I'll need to do a little more research on it. I was hoping we would have local grits in the store, and we usually do, but we didn't today. So we're looking at Mr. Quaker. Still will be very good grits. Right now it sort of looks like a chowder, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Bless you, bless you, bless you. So I guess at this point you could actually stop and put fish in it and make it a chowder, because it does look like it looks like a New England chowder. All you need is some clams. Okay. So there's a cup of grits gone in. And now I wait, those goes for 10 minutes. All right, and we will start the greens. We'll leave that alone. Yay, Joanne, so awesome of you. Usually collard greens come in big leaves, as you know, And this is a really good way of cutting them, but we're not doing that tonight. I'm using Glory. Like I said, I'm using the Glory collards, and they've already been conveniently chopped. So we don't really have to worry about taking care of the rolling and the chopping of the greens like I normally would do. So this is going to go for 10 minutes. And I'm going to set the timer for 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes. Okay, and meanwhile, I'm going to get the greens going. A nice skillet, a tablespoon of olive oil, and I've got 5 garlic cloves minced. Those are going to go in. I'm going to put them on the side so they don't burn while they're waiting for the olive oil to come up to heat.
Olive oil.
Sir?
Olive oil.
Tablespoon of olive oil. Tablespoon. I don't measure. I don't measure much. So it's just kind of a glug of olive oil. I'm going to turn down these grits a bit so I don't get hurt. These are dangerous. I'm reducing it to low. And you actually want to use a wooden spoon, especially if you have a nonstick surface like I do here, because I want to pull the grits off of the bottom. And if I'm using a metal spoon, I don't know what I'm pulling up with it. So we're not going to do that. Okay. This is coming up. It looks good. It's still coming after me, isn't it? Can you see it attacking me? It's bubbling up. It's crazy. Joanne, thank you so much for doing that. You get extra grits and greens. Okay, so here's a question. I posed it a little earlier, and it really doesn't have anything to do with this particular class, but it will on the next class. The next class is on the 25th. Everyone going to make it on the 25th? 25th is Memorial Day. So I need to decide on whether I want to have class or not on the 25th. So if you guys can tell me you want to come to class, then I'll say.
The front row does.
Front row does? Okay. You guys will come if you can. All right. Then I'll tell Jess, because it's going to be burgers. It's going to be awesome. So we're going to have a butter burger. That's going to be the first menu of that night, and then we're going to have a fresh tuna burger, which is going to be amazing. You guys are just going to turn inside out. And then we're going to do a bean burger. And then we're going to do a classic chicken burger with a garden pesto. It's going to be awesome. No.
Salmon.
We had salmon. We didn't have tuna. We had salmon.
So good.
Oh, I'm so glad you like that. That was salmon. But I wanted to have another fish burger because they're so good. I'm so glad you like that. Okay, so I've got the pan, it's shimmering now, the garlic is moving. So we're going to go ahead and add the greens and start tossing them. I just want them to get all just a little greasy. and reduce just a little bit before I add more to them. Yes.
I don't know if you've tried this before, and I don't know if kale is getting so popular now. Could you use kale?
Of course you can use kale. You can use kale, you can use turnip greens. You know, turnip greens are available right now, so you can use those. Any kind of greens. I'm just using collards, but you can use anything. Any you know, hard green that you think would be tasty. Heck yeah. Yes, and you know what you can do? And this is what I've done before. I love turnips. I love the turnip itself as well as the greens. So you can slice your turnip up and put it in here as well. So that would be total tasty. Now, if I were preparing these greens myself and not using the already prepared greens, I would be cutting the stems out of them before I rolled them and sliced them. We'll do that sometime this summer. Yum. Yum, you guys need smell-o-vision. This is so good. Woo. All right, now you guys see how bright green these collards have gotten? They're just giving up all of their nutrition right now. They're just like, oh, they're just screaming to jump into your belly. And so now comes I saved 2 tablespoons of chicken stock. That's going in right now. Bless you. Gosh, bless you. Said it'd be for something. I don't know what that was for. Oh, I know what this is for. Put that back there. Okay. All right. So now I've got the chicken stock in. Let that cook for just a second. Salt and pepper. Everyone has the recipe pack now, right? Everyone has the recipe pack? Thanks to Joanne. Thank you, Joanne. Extra grits and greens for you. Yum, yum. And then a little salt, not much, because there's salt in the side meat. So I don't want to kill you guys with salt. That's looking pretty dang good. Look at how beautiful and creamy those are. It's really quite nice. Okay. This is incredible Gouda. Just opening up this plastic is just like making my mouth water. It's disgusting. So this all happens after the grits have been cooked. And you turn off the heat and you put in the cup of Gouda. You put in butter. I feel like Paula Deen all of a sudden. But again, this is not something that you eat every day. Even though it doesn't really take that much to do. It doesn't take that much to cook. You still don't eat it every day. Okay. Oh, you should, the smell is just incredible. I could just put my face right down in the whole thing right now. Talk about disgusting. Okay. I'd say these are about ready. So I'm going to go ahead and pour these into our bowl. And add our greens. Isn't that gorgeous? So pretty.